Hi everyone, Mr. Jeff here for your Friday morning story time. I hope everybody's doing well. Glad to be here to read some stories to you. And today I thought I'd read a few stories that have caterpillars and frogs and this character here. What's your name? Well, my name's George. Look, his name is George. And what kind of a critter is he? Let's see. How many legs do you have? Well, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you know an animal or an insect or a bug that has 8 legs? Well, that's me. That's right, that is you. It's a spider. That's right. Well, do you know any songs about spiders? Can you sing the Eensy, Weensy spider? I think I can. Well, let's see if we can sing that together, George, and we'll do the motions. Ready? Can you make your hands like a spider? The Eensy Weensy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the Eensy Weensy spider went up the spout again. Well, right next door to the Eensy Weensy spider lived a spider like George. He was a great big spider. Let's sing that one. The great big spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed that spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the great big spider went up the spout again. And right next to the great big spider lived a teensy weensy spider. Can you make a teensy weensy one? Teensy weensy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the teensy weensy spider went up the spout again. What did you think of that, George? Well, I thought that was pretty good. Do you know any other spider rhymes? I know one more. What's that? Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her, and boo! Frightened Miss Muffet away. Well, that's right. All right, well, let's set you down, because I've got some books to read, and we want to share a special thing. We want to share our penny theater today. So let's put you away. The book I want to share with you is by Jack Kent. It's called The Caterpillar and the Pollywog. So it's got a caterpillar in it. Here's the title page. It's brought to us by Simon & Schuster, The Caterpillar and the Pollywog. Caterpillars aren't like other folks. As ducks and hippopotamuses and you and I get older, we get bigger. That's right. Especially hippopotamuses. But not caterpillars. What happens to caterpillars? What do they turn into? Well, they turn into butterflies. Beautiful butterflies. Turning into something else like that is not a thing just anybody can do. No, it isn't. Down by the pond, there lived a caterpillar who was very proud of being different, and she bragged about it to all of her friends. When I grow up, I'm going to turn into something else, she told the snail. That's nice, said the snail, who really didn't care one way or the other. Oh, look, here she is with the turtle. When I grow up, I'm going to turn into something else, she told the turtle. Huh, I don't blame you, said the turtle, who didn't much like wriggly things. Oh, look, here she is with the pollywog. When I grow up, I'm going to turn into something else, she told the pollywog. What fun, said the pollywog. What are you going to turn into? But the caterpillar hurried on her way, looking for someone else to tell her secret to. I wish I could turn into something else when I grow up, said the pollywog. Oh, you will, said the fish. All pollywogs do. But what am I going to turn into? The pollywog asked. But the fish saw a tasty bug and dashed after it. Oh, here comes the caterpillar again. When I grow up, said the caterpillar, who who had circled the pond and was going around for the second time. "When I grow up," she told the Pollywog again, "I'm going to turn into something else." "Well, so am I," said the Pollywog. "You?" The caterpillar was so surprised, why, she almost fell into that pond. "Oh, the fish said so," the Pollywog told her. "You know, fish know things. They go to school." I've heard of a school of fish. Well, the caterpillar was upset. Look, she's looking very sad. "I thought only caterpillars could do it," she said rather sadly. "Well, what are we going to turn into?" the Pollywog asked. "Well, I'm going to turn into a butterfly," said the caterpillar. Well, the Pollywog thought about it and said, "Then I guess I will too." "What fun! Let's do it together," he said. "All right," said the caterpillar, although she would have rather have done it alone. "But I get to go first." Well, the Pollywog, he didn't mind. He said, "Go ahead, I'll watch you," because he wasn't sure at all how it was done. So when the time came, the caterpillar started to spin the, what's that thing called? The cocoon. That's right. "This is the tricky part," she said. Well, the Pollywog watched as the caterpillar spun, and soon only her head was uncovered. So there she is, getting ready to go inside. "Now I have to close the lid," she said, "and when I come out, I'll be a butterfly." "Go ahead," the Pollywog said excitedly. "I want to see you do it." He was excited about that. "It'll take a while," the caterpillar said. So she started spinning again, and she was soon out of sight in the cocoon. For a long time, nothing happened. But the Pollywog was very patient. He watched, and look, he watched, and he watched. He watched for days and days. What's happening to him? Did you see? Here he's a Pollywog, and look, he gets a leg here or two. And look, he's got more legs, and he's getting bigger, and he watched for days and days and days. At last, there was activity in the cocoon. The end of it opened, and very slowly, look, the caterpillar climbed out. But was she a caterpillar anymore? No, she wasn't a caterpillar anymore. She was a butterfly, a beautiful yellow butterfly. Well, the Pollywog was so excited, he hopped up and down with delight. He hopped up and down, like a frog. "I was so busy watching you," he said, "I didn't notice what was happening to me." "You're a very handsome frog," the butterfly said, as she flew off to try out her new wings. Look at the Pollywog. He was puzzled. "I thought I was going to be a butterfly," he said. Well, just then, another caterpillar wriggled by. "When I grow up," he said proudly to the frog, "I'm going to turn into something else." But you know, look at the frog. He wasn't even listening. He was looking at himself. He was admiring his reflection in the water. "I am, you know, a very handsome frog," he said. And that's the end of that story about the caterpillar and the Pollywog. They both grew up to be what they were supposed to be. And even though the frog was surprised, it turned out that he became what he ought to have been in the first place, which was a frog. Well, speaking of frogs, I'm going to read one more book to you, then I'm going to show you my penny theater. This is called The Wide-Mouthed Frog by Keith Faulkner. It's a pop-up book, and it's presented to us by Dial Books. Oh, look. Look at that frog. He's got a fly on his tongue. "I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I eat flies," said the wide-mouthed frog, sticking out his long, sticky tongue. Now, as he hopped along, he met a blue-feathered bird. "I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I eat flies," said the wide-mouthed frog. "What do you like to eat, bird?" "Well," said the bird, "I eat wriggly worms and slugs," replied the bird, snapping his pointy beak. "That's what I eat." Next, the wide-mouthed frog met a furry brown mouse. I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I eat flies, said the wide-mouthed frog. What do you eat, mouse? What do you think the mouse eats? Well, I might say cheese. But the mouse says, I eat crunchy seeds and juicy berries, replied the mouse, wriggling her whiskers. That's what I like to eat. So that's what she eats, crunchy seeds and juicy berries. Well, the wide-mouthed frog was still catching flies when he saw a big green alligator. I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I eat flies, said the wide-mouthed frog. What do you eat, alligator? What do you think that alligator eats? Uh-oh. You know what he said? Well, said the alligator, I eat delicious wide-mouthed frog. That's what I eat, replied the alligator, showing his sharp white teeth. Well, that wide-mouthed frog, he stopped catching flies. And then he gulped, and then look what he did. He puckered up his lips, and he made his mouth as small as possible. And he said, Oh, you just don't see very many wide-mouthed frogs around anymore now, do you? And then he leaped into the pond and made a tremendous splash. So there he goes. He got away from the old alligator, but he said, well, he made his mouth, since he said he was a wide-mouthed frog, he said, I better make my mouth pretty small so that alligator doesn't think I'm a wide-mouthed frog. And that's the end of that story. Well, thank you for listening to these stories with me. I'm going to share a special thing for you now. It's called the Penny Theater. Now, the Penny Theater is a wooden box that has like puppets in it, and I'm going to share with you the story of the very hungry caterpillar. So we will cut to the Penny Theater and enjoy that, and when that's over, then our story time will be complete. So I want to thank you in advance for coming to today's story time, and I enjoy reading the books to you, and I'm enjoying showing the Penny Theater with you, and I hope to see you next week. So enjoy the Penny Theater.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up, and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple. But he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears. But he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums. But he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries. But he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges. But he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night he had a stomachache. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf. and after that he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly.